living organisms. When I start any of the chapter, I always make you understand that what are the importances of the chapter. By going through this chapter, we will come to know different life forms of plants and animals and how it has become easy to identify. हम ये भी जानेंगे कि आखिर हम इतने आराम से सारे एनिमल्स को, प्लांट्स को देख करके पहचान कैसे लेते हैं. पहचानने का मतलब हम ये कैसे बता पाते हैं कि these are climbers, these are herbs, these are shrubs or these are trees, these animals are birds, these animals are terrestrial, these are aquatic, they are amphibians. How do we come to know? So, we come to know because all these living organisms are classified properly. So, one by one, while explaining the topics of this chapter, I'll tell you what is the importance of this topic. So, let us start with the first topic, biodiversity. Why we have to start biodiversity? Because we are going to know about this biodiversity in the whole chapter. Biodiversity means what? Variety of life forms. Means living creatures. We know bio means living creatures. Living creatures. Diversity means variety of life forms. So, biodiversity or biological diversity is the occurrence of different types of organisms and their variance in different types of communities in particular regions. You will be surprised to know that when you go, and you are knowing also, and you may have got surprised to see that when you go to mountainous areas, different types of animals are found. And if you go to Himalayan region, animals have thick furs. Polar regions, they are mostly white and double layer of fur. Desert region, if you go, then most of the animals in desert region, they do not sweat. If you come to aquatic animals, then aquatic animals have capacity to swim in the water. They have fins, different types of fins they have, and by using those fins or their body structures, they move inside the water easily. So, these are the adapted characters, adapted features, special features what they have adapted to survive over the particular areas. You know, it is estimated that there are about 10 million species on the earth. 10 million species on the earth. Though presently known number of living species is 1.7 to 1.8 millions only. बहुत सारे हमारे इस पृथ्वी पे स्पीसीज हैं, लेकिन अभी तक हम लोगों ने जितने के बारे में जान लिया है और जान गए हैं हम, वो अराउंड 1.7 to 1.8 millions है. And this term biodiversity was given by Walter G. Rawson in 1986. He has denoted the uniqueness of different types of animals. For example, I am telling you, we all are human beings. In your class, 50 of students you sit together, but how do the teachers recognize or identify you all? Though you all have the same features almost, but you are identified because of some changes, variety among you all. So, you are easily identified. But if we try to compare yourself with different animals, then we can't. Human beings have their own characteristics and other animals have their own characteristics. So, which makes easy to identify. It makes easy to identify. There are different types of life forms and they all are different in their shapes, in their sizes, in their colors, external appearance, longevity and behavior. For example, some are microscopic and some are big like anything. So, this clearly indicates that the extent of biodiversity is endless. The extent of biodiversity is endless. So, biodiversity you may have understood. So, we can define this biodiversity like different forms of living organisms or a variety of life forms found in a particular region is called biodiversity. What it's called? Biodiversity. Now, what are the causes of biodiversity? आखिर ये सारे एनिमल्स डिफरेंट टाइप्स के क्यों हैं, क्यों वैरायटी है, क्यों डिफरेंट शेप्स हैं, क्यों डिफरेंट साइजेस हैं? इसका रीज़न क्या है? दैट आई एम गोइंग टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड पॉइंट वाइज, दैट we will come to know point wise, and then I'll make you understand different levels of expressing biodiversity. See, differences are because of the very first thing is what you know, their place where do they live, their habitat. The place where do they live, that is their habitat. So this habitat makes them able to adapt some special feature. So they develop in them, वो अपने अंदर वेरियस मॉर्फोलॉजिकल और फिजियोलॉजिकल एडेप्टेशंस को कैरी करते हैं. Different types of morphological and physiological adaptations, and this leads to variations in their appearance. Even do you know their genetic materials also introduce morphological changes leading to biodiversity. उनके जीन्स में भी कुछ चेंजेस आते हैं जो कि उन्हें डिफरेंट स्पेसीज बनाते हैं. So now let us know what are the different levels of expressing biodiversity. Different levels क्या हैं बायोडाइवर्सिटी को एक्सप्रेस करने के? These different levels are first genetic variability within a species. पहला क्या है? Genetic variability within a species. Second, diversity of population of a species, and third, diversity of species within a community. And the fourth one is ecosystem diversity. What is the fourth one? Ecosystem diversity. Here genetic variability within a species means what? Morphological differences. Morphological differences of organisms. Means what? That because of differences in their genes, they look different. For example, different colors of flowers, height of plants, body size of an animal, color pattern of skin, etc. And these differences, you know, why does it occurs? It occurs due to gene differences in genes, in their genes. So such kind of variability is genetic variability. Then diversity of populations of a species. It represents differences among the organisms of different populations of the same species. Yes, sometimes you may see that the same kind of species is there, but though they have different features, it is just because of their habitat. It may be their habitat. Now, diversity of species within a community. It means what? That it represents in terms of varieties of different species belonging the same genera occupying a particular area or a habitat. Now, ecosystem diversity means what? It is expressed in term various communities in different habitats of an ecosystem. These are very important, but the most important you know is what? That is mega diversity. Mega diversity means what? There are some places which are the center, mega diversity centers. What are those mega diversity centers? These are tropical rainforest. These tropical rainforests are just between the earth, above and below the equatorial part. This tropical rainforest is found above the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. You must have seen above and below the equatorial region. This part has a great evergreen forest and variety of flora and faunas. Variety of flora and faunas are found. That is why this place is called mega diversity centers. Mega diversity centers. And there are many countries which comes in that particular area, which comes in this tropical region. These countries are Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Mexico, Zaire, Madagascar, Australia, China, Indonesia, Malaysia and India. You know, India contains about 8% of total species found on the earth. In that particular area, you must have heard about Cherrapunji, some part of the Meghalayan region. And this Cherrapunji, Mawsynram, they are the tropical rainforest. And if you go and visit these places, almost every day it rains there. And everywhere you can see variety of life forms of plants and animals or flora and fauna. So in my next video, I'll be explaining about the classification, needs of classification and taxonomy. Classification, needs of classification and taxonomy I am going to make you understand in my next video. Thank you till that.